He knows this. He knows this. You know it, Dave.
Sephiroth.
Oh, Dave got one right and Glenn got one wrong.
Oh, but B, I'm an H!
I still haven't won, but that was funny. That was great. He's like, I know this. Yes, I do know this, Glenn. You don't.
I did! I put the wrong sign up!
No. You have to say your first answer, Glenn.
Count. Right, so that's 2 wrong for Glenn.
It was Sephiroth, I know it was.
Yeah, sure you did, Glenn. He's still going to go kill himself.
That was absolutely fantastic. The best thing is the listeners won't get to see what just happened, but he held B up to the camera like an idiot.
Hey guys, girls, gamers, nerds alike, and those who found this show by mistake. Welcome to From Dusty Couches to Broken Discs. I'm your host Glenn, and along with my co-host Adam.
Sup, bitches?
And my co-host Dave.
Hello.
I like that, Dave, thanks. Every week we look at games old and new, and this week is no exception. It is one of my all-time favourite games, and I can't wait to start this. But before we do, let's spin that disc, start the game, and roll those intro credits. So yes, this week, before we get into it, we are talking my all-time favourite game. But before we start, let's see how the guys are doing. Adam, how are you?
Okay. Busy?
Good.
Busy,
you're looking
fuck.
forward to this episode?
No. Absolutely not. I know fuck all about Kingdom Hearts.
Well, you just ruined what the game was now. We weren't going to say anything yet. We're going to entice them in.
I know fuck all about
this game.
Kingdom Hearts.
Dave, what about you? How are you?
Oh, I'm ready to go, mate. I cannot wait.
Yes, that's what I like to hear.
Also, Glenn, just see, like, you're going to put the game in the title of the episode, so when they click it, they fucking know what the episode is. Like, it's like it's a secret.
This is a good point. You know, I never thought of this. But
stay tuned to the end and find out what the game is. Or just read the fucking title before you even click the episode.
Who's that Pokemon?
So Dave, I know you're going to be a bit worried about this one. How are you feeling about the quiz?
Oh no, I'm not looking forward to that at all. I mean, to be honest, I know enough about Kingdom Hearts to probably hold my own, but I know you're going to batter me with this one. I mean, you live and breathe Kingdom Hearts. I know you're like probably got a chub on right now, just thinking about Sora.
But he's already let one out. He's already let one go like 3-4 times before this. Like he's red raw at the moment.
But yes, this week we are talking Kingdom Hearts. Absolutely phenomenal game. There's not
Is it?
Yes, it fucking is.
Look,
I still have it here at the side of me. Good old Kingdom Hearts with my memory cards in there.
I would have loved
really.
If you opened the box then and there was no disc.
Or if it was a different game.
I would have loved it.
No, I can confirm it is Kingdom Hearts.
If it was Crash Bandicoot or something instead.
I would have cried.
Or even better, if it would have had a big crack down the centre of it.
A broken disc.
Oh.
But yeah, Dave, obviously, because you're the only other person on this episode who has played Kingdom Hearts. Fondest memories. What do you remember from it?
It was a bit of a bloody whirlwind, to be honest. I mean, the idea at the time, it was like, I've always been like big into like Final Fantasy and things like that, and big into Disney as well. So the idea that they were combining the two was like, what?
For you, Adam, just so you know, yeah, it's Disney and Final Fantasy mixed together.
Oh,
okay?
I know that.
But like when I was a kid, I mean, that was game changer. I was like, what? It's like they're combining my two favourite things.
Yeah.
And it's just going to be this epic, shake and bake.
I know. I remember seeing the game box for the first time in the shop, and I saw SquareSoft on the box, and I was like, SquareSoft make Final Fantasy. I love Final Fantasy. And then I actually looked at the case, and I judged the book by its cover from that point, because the moment I saw some dude, big spiky hair, giant key.
You're not supposed to do that, Glenn.
I know that, but this is different. There was some dude, big spiky hair, giant key, and Donald Duck stood behind him. I was like, what is this magical thing?
What the actual fuck?
What is it? Why do I have erect nipples right now? I had to get it. That was the thing.
Sorry. You have to be careful, don't you, in the...
He's still sat in the middle of class when...
He was in the middle of the game shop.
I mean, it was 2002. There were simpler times. But yeah, Kingdom Hearts is and has been voted one of the most beloved video game series of all time. It's also the most confusing.
Oh yeah,
Let's admit it.
Agree with that.
The game is absolutely baffling, to the point that even the guy who created the idea for the game has no idea what's going on. Right? And I mean, the game itself came about because of the creation of Mario 64. So the guys who were playing it loved the idea so much that they wanted to create this free, open 3D world where your character could walk around and, have a better understanding of what's going on. Where we played Final Fantasy, what our 3D world was only really fully available to us when we were in the open world, out of the combat, out of, your towns. Actually being able to maneuver the camera around was only available out of the world. And I mean, Disney games, we had some basic Disney games, didn't we? We had like Mickey Mouse and the Castle of Illusion. We had Aladdin on the Sega. We had Hercules. We had Tarzan. Those were really good games.
Hercules, stay tuned for a few
It is.
episodes.
I was plugging it in there. I was plugging it in. But yeah, that's something that this, Kingdom Hearts took completely different. And I mean, the actual way that, on paper, this game shouldn't have worked at all. It shouldn't have been made. I'm sorry, but if someone come to me one day and said, I'm going to put Final Fantasy and Disney together, I would have gone, fuck off. You lunatic. Get back in the asylum.
And I've been saying the same thing for 20 years.
But that's the thing, when they come up with the idea for this, there wasn't much, and I think it still goes today, not much can rival Disney. There's nothing that can rival it. And at the time, Nintendo was massive. So the only thing that could literally take down Nintendo was Disney. And, Disney didn't have that mainstream video game side of things until this. They sort of merged together. And obviously, it all started with a chance encounter in a lift. So, I've got the name here, and I don't want to butcher any names because it's all Japanese names. So, if I do, I am so sorry. You had... I'm lost where I'm up to. I was so excited. It's Kingdom Hearts!
You had this guy and that guy in a lift. They said, hey, you know what? I like Disney. Hey, you know what? I like Final Fantasy. Let's do this shit.
The game design, pretty much, yeah. So Dave just really summed it up there.
Handshake, leave.
I've just saved you an hour's worth of talking.
So we've been Dusty Cash to Broken Disc. Good night. So Hashimoto was in the lift with one of the chief executives from Disney Japan, because they all shared the same building. Now, obviously, he had this idea for a while that he wanted to sort of pitch the game, but had no idea how to do it. And people say, if you can sell a product from the time it takes you to get in the lift and to the floor and get out, and you've sold the idea, that's a great pitch. And that's exactly what he did. He went in, he saw his opportunity, pitched this idea, and before you know it, they sat down, they're making this game.
Did he have a gun on him?
Yeah. No, they had their secret.
You will make this game.
They had their secret weapon. Possibly one of my favourite people of all time.
His penis.
So it is a gun.
It's more of a keyblade.
If it was Glen's, it wouldn't be loaded anymore, would it? So
Obviously, they had Tetsuya Nomura on the team, which from the Final Fantasy episode, as we know, Tetsuya Nomura designed most of the characters from our Final Fantasy games, the ones that we grew up with, the ones we loved. You know, he designed Cloud, he designed Sephiroth, he designed all those characters, and obviously he's now the director of the Final Fantasy VII Remake. And they brought him in when he heard that they were designing this game, he jumped straight in and was like, "I'll do it. I'll make this game. I'll design your characters and all sorts," and he did. And from there, it's just become this amazing game. In my personal opinion, it is by far my all-time favorite game. There is just something about it that no matter what day of the week it is, no matter how shit I feel, I can put Kingdom Hearts on and I just feel better. You know, it's just great. It sort of not only rekindles that bit of my, my teenage years that I really enjoyed, and it's one of those games that helped me find myself. I got to speak to other people who like Kingdom Hearts. It was that game that sort of drove me. I mean, it's one of the first games that me and you talked about, Dave, when we first became friends.
Yeah.
Kingdom Hearts was one of those games that sort of built our friendship. And just, I started to play it again last night just before because we were getting ready to come on record. I thought, you know what, I want to rejog my memory of some of the gameplay and things like that from the very first game. And just, again, my mind's just blown every time. I've played it a million times. And that's not over-exaggerating. I've probably played this game a million times. Right? And I absolutely adore it. I mean, the animation style, the fact that they've taken what we love about Final Fantasy and managed to merge it into this Disney world. It's great. Now, I've got to ask Dave, what is your favourite world on the first game? You had a lot to choose from when you think about it. We had Alice in Wonderland, you had Hercules, you had Halloween Town from Nightmare Before Christmas.
I think I'm coming to that. I do think Halloween Town was one of my favourite ones. I mean, don't get me wrong.
I've got my Nightmare Before Christmas t-shirt on today, just for that.
I did always love, like you say, Halloween Town, like you say, anything Tim Burton.
I love how Glenn's trying to say that his t-shirt is just coincidental when he's had this planned out for about 3 weeks.
Literally.
I've got it on my arm, man!
Honestly, one of my favourite parts is right at the beginning, obviously when you first arrive in Traverse Town.
Yeah.
And then, obviously the soundtrack starts playing and it's so good. This jazzy masterpiece. It was.
Hey, all the music was amazing for this game.
It was actually. I mean, to be honest, when you first turned on the game, you got the intro and
Dearly Beloved, yeah.
The actual simple and clean. What you're doing?
No, well, you got your intro music, which was thingy, Dearly Beloved on the intro page, and then when you click start, it was Utada Hikaru. This game
such an epic
brought me into. This game brought me into the whole J-pop scene.
Same actually.
Utada Hikaru was like my first experience with a Japanese artist, and just from the moment she started singing, I was like, I'm in love.
Yeah.
I need to find this woman and marry her. Amazing. This song is just blew my mind. And then after listening to one song, I had to go and find all the music, and I loved it. Absolutely. Just watching the opening video still gives me goosebumps.
Yeah, same.
But
I got that
it's
same.
a complete mind fuck now. We have no idea what's going on.
To be honest, it hit me like when
a ton of bricks.
No, obviously like the Blitzball theme, scene.
Yes, on Final Fantasy X.
FF10.
Yeah.
I mean, it was that same kind of reaction I got from it from watching that. So it was
that was so that scene, like you said on Blitzball, there was it was that iconic thing, wasn't it, for Final Fantasy X? It brought this whole new graphics to the PS2. It was the first time we'd seen anything like that. And then when you go to sort of Kingdom Hearts, and it starts off with the words on the screen, and he's like, I've been having these weird thoughts lately, like, is any of this for real or not? And then, I mean, that just shows you how much I know it, that I know that little bit there. And then next minute, you're falling through water, and then you end up on the beach, a big wave hits you, someone's got a hand stretched out, and it's just, you're sort of sat there, you've got your controller in your hand like, what the hell is going on?
Well, to be honest, like
I have
one of
no
the
idea.
one of the first things that threw me is just like, why are the feet so big? It's like, no, you should not have feet that big.
You can't deny though, Dave, you watched Saurus trainers. Those...
Imagine me walking around Manchester and then I would be battered.
Adam, just look at Sora from Kingdom Hearts 1 and these big yellow trainers. Tell me you don't want big dock-off yellow trainers like that.
Imagine walking around Gorton in them, you would be... You don't even want to know what would happen to you.
They look like those, you know, the clogs that you get when you go to like Holland.
Yeah, Holland clogs.
Yeah.
For any listeners or viewers, if you know where I can get some of these trainers, let me know. Because I want some.
Go to Amsterdam,
mate.
Fucking...
Oh, God.
Yeah, they probably are based on clogs to me.
They probably are. I mean, the development of the character, for Sora, especially for Sora.
Although, if his big feet means only one thing.
Big socks.
Big fucking socks. So you got to keep that in mind, Dave. Yeah.
I mean, he was running around wielding a big key.
Awful lot of innuendos tonight.
No, I was just going to jump in a little bit. It's like, obviously, you two love the game. I have never, ever played the game.
Won't reevaluate your life.
The only bit of footage I've ever seen was when I've been doing research for this episode. And by research, I mean I watched one video.
Today.
Today.
5 minutes before we started recording.
Yeah, about 20 minutes before we came on. Obviously, I know that Final Fantasy was a massive part of it, and I think that's why, if anyone was listening to the earlier episodes, like episode 1 basically, the Final Fantasy episode, I never played it. It never appealed to me in any way, like it just wasn't on my radar. So,
but one of the things you said on Final Fantasy... Sorry, one of the things you said on Final Fantasy was you didn't have the time to sort of go back and play them because there was so many games and you don't have the attention span. I think with Kingdom Hearts, because it's such a mindfuck playing the game as well, I just think for yourself, I'm not saying that, in a bad way, you may lose sort of that concentration and that love for the game that we had when we were growing up. You probably wouldn't get that now because it's completely different.
Yeah.
Because I'd turn on and be like, what the fuck is
this?
Yeah,
you'd watch that opening video like, why do these two love this game so much? I don't.
Honestly,
who's he?
No, he's not wrong. I think if I got introduced to Kingdom Hearts now, I'd just be like, "What the fuck is this?" I think I got introduced to it at the right time.
Yeah. Well, it was the thing is, you loved Final Fantasy, and obviously you loved Disney. Like we all love Disney, but the fact that they combine the two things, like I was in a completely different. Probably scene to you guys as well at that time in my life, like you two. No, but obviously you two aren't massive fans of football and stuff, whereas I'm well, as people are probably aware now, like I'm a huge football fan, and like I was.
What is football?
My
surroundings was very like lad-like, so
to
play a game called.
You go for our American listeners. He was a jock. We were nerds.
Yeah. I was a nerd, but I had to look like a
nerd in this guy.
Yeah. And if I had played a game called Kingdom Hearts back then, people would have absolutely annihilated me. Sorry.
Well, just to sort of ease you there. The game was originally... Go on, Dave.
I'm sorry, I just had visions of bloody, like... in the showers and stuff like that, and then all the lads are just like, I smell a nerd.
So, like, it's different now because obviously, like, jocks now are nerds as well. Like, a lot of them admit now that they are into, but I couldn't back then. I was on all the sports teams and everything. I was really in with the crowds that were jocks.
So when he turned up to matches and stuff like that, I was like, "Oh, did you play FIFA last night?"
Like,
I in no way Kingdom Hearts.
Well, it's like so. I don't know if I've said it before, but I had to live essentially two different lives growing up because my mum and dad weren't together. So I had a group of friends with my mum on my mum's side, and she lived in like a certain area, and then I had a group of friends on my dad's side who lived in Gorton. So like the group of friends with my dad's side were all absolute chavs, and the group of friends on my mum's side were all like into indie music and like obviously like football and stuff, but it was a little bit more mellow. So I had to act a certain way with certain groups, and neither of those groups were into Final Fantasy or Kingdom Hearts. So like I couldn't add a third personality into the mix. So
look at this guy. He likes dressing up like Goofy.
It's like,
Bunch of chaps.
He well could get away with it though as well. He's tall enough.
God,
imagine I turned up in a Goofy outfit.
He would be battered. Honestly, he would be battered.
So you just heard him going, yo!
Oh God.
But it's like I really loved like I'm really into like emo music and pop punk. But when I was in school, it wasn't like that. It was either rap music or like Oasis and stuff like that. So like as much as I do like them,
very weird ranges there, isn't there?
No, but I it sounds cliche, but I do like all music. But I think it's because of that, because I've been forced into so many different scenarios that I just kind of like got used to everything, and I do like all styles of music, but I was never allowed to reveal the facts that I liked pop punk and emo music at the time, whereas it became cool once I left school. Fucking assholes. So
I could have been one of the popular kids.
But that's a bit, and it's the same with these like with this game. Like I bet it was secretly really popular, but I didn't know.
Yeah, no,
like
it's like a secret shame, wasn't it?
Yeah, it would have been if like you two.
I wore those flags with pride.
You two were friends at that time, and you two played the game, so you had each other. Like if I would have played it, I would have just had me, and I would have had nobody to talk to about it. There was nobody. Like there was nothing, so there was nothing to drive me into playing the game or getting into that type of game.
You are influenced by the people you have around you.
True.
You sort of your gaming styles, you know, for myself and growing up, came from like my dad playing certain types of games, you know, or my uncles playing certain types of games, and then as you grow up, you know, you make new friends, especially if you move around. You see, where I lived, I had a friend who actually introduced me to Final Fantasy. His name was Chris, and he basically, as I said, I think I've said it on the Final Fantasy episode. If you want to hear that one, go back to episode 1, which is our Final Fantasy episode. Who doesn't love Sephiroth? I think it's been renamed now. You love him.
The answer is me.
You love his theme song. Everyone loves it. But on that episode, I said obviously my friend gave me a scratch copy of Final Fantasy VII. That was my introduction to RPGs, and you know, Kingdom Hearts just expanded on that and just opened my mind to this whole world of RPGs and how they change. And you know, no matter what, we love to talk about blueprints and games being the thing that started it all. Final Fantasy, as it evolved over time, you could say that Kingdom Hearts is a spin-off of Final Fantasy. You know, it's got those characters, and it has evolved using the blueprints from the Final Fantasy games and merging it with something completely different. I mean, look at collaborations we've seen in the past. Going back to music, as you were saying there, Adam, you saw like Aerosmith and Run DMC do a collaboration. We saw Linkin Park and Jay-Z do a collaboration. You know, this in the gaming world, this is pretty much what they've done. Squaresoft, now Square Enix or Enix or whatever you call it, and Disney, two big companies completely different from each other, merging together to make something that's so popular.
That's also like, to me in my head, that's kind of like fucking Linkin Park doing a song with Miley Cyrus.
You know you'd love it. You know you'd love it.
What? There's some things I shouldn't mix.
Yeah.
On paper, it shouldn't have.
I've just thought of two things that you would never think mix, but actually do. Have you ever heard that song that someone put together of Korn, Psychosocial, and Justin Bieber's?
Oh yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Just to let you know, Psychosocial is
Psychosocial, yeah.
It's Slipknot.
Oh, Sorry, well, it shows up on China. Anyway, sorry, yeah. Oh,
it's better that I correct you than somebody in the YouTube comments.
Someone's going to still have a go at me anyway. Slipknot and Justin Bieber, called Psychosocial Baby. Just have a look at it. It fucking works so well. Like,
well, Adam, the one thing that I want you.
This is how you feel about Kingdom Hearts.
But the one thing I want you to take away from this episode, more than anything, is like you say, you've got like this big range of mix of music. Listen to Utada Hikaru. If that's the one thing you take away from this, just listening to the opening theme songs from the game, you had Simple and Clean from the first one. I will do Simple and Clean from the first one, and it was Passion Sanctuary, because you had the English and the Japanese version, which one was Passion, one was Sanctuary, and then listen to the ones from number 3 because it's got Skrillex in it, which again was a weird collaboration.
Honestly, number 3 like wasn't my favourite, but number 1 and number 2 is.
She did 2 for rave, yeah. She did 2 for Kingdom Hearts 3, and I absolutely love the pair of them. So yeah, you got.
I quite like the one. I can't remember if you'll probably know this, Glenn. It was like one of the spin-offs. It was like Kingdom Hearts 2.5 or something like that, and it's like the intro to that. It's still Simple and Clean, but it's like a remix version of it, and it's so good.
Oh yeah, no. It was on one. So with the game, it sort of got a lot of sort of added extra features. Over time. Yeah. It was just like you had Kingdom Hearts, which was released in Japan, and before it was released over into North America, and we got the English cast and things like that, which we're going to go into the English cast in a minute because it was phenomenal. With that, we got the first Kingdom Hearts, and then when it launched over in North America, it had extra bits in it. It was like a bit more of a polished version. You had like secret bosses, you had extra dialogue, you had all these extra bits in it as well that weren't in the Japanese release. And then in the same year in Japan, they released Kingdom Hearts Final Mix, which was the first game, but with all the stuff that we had in the North American release, plus an extra sort of clip at the end. So when they launched it in North America, if you did certain things within the game, like find all 101 Dalmatians, get all the Trinity points, find all of Ansem's reports, you unlocked, as what Marvel do now, the secret clip at the end of the credits, which was a teaser for the second game. Now, obviously, there was no plans for a second game. It was just a little teaser that they threw in to sort of go, let's see how people react to it. And if it works and people like it and we get enough drum up of ideas, then maybe we'll make a second game. When that happened, the internet went crazy. Everyone's finding a secret video. You know, everyone was like, right, when's number 2 coming out? When's number 2 in production? When's it coming? What can we expect? Number 2 hadn't even planned. Originally, Kingdom Hearts was planned as a one-off game. And it was only because of the ending where they've put the secret clip in that they changed everything and added more into it. I mean, from being meant to only be one game to, I believe there's now 11 main games in the series that just spawn off in every different direction. I have no idea what's going on. But yeah, and the great thing is, well, you can play. So the best thing to do is if you are ever going to go for it, Kingdom Hearts 1.5, 2.5, then 2.8, and then 3, because it has all the games apart from the Melody game that came out, which I will say I tried to play and it just wasn't for me. It was good.
Maybe when my son's born, then
there you go.
Just steer him clear of it.
But
yeah, don't you ever touch that!
I will disown you.
You see these two? You see Glen and Dave?
You want to be out like them, do you? Like them?
So, sort of, as I mentioned a minute ago, the characters and the voice of the characters, I have to admit, this is one of my all-time favourite casts for a game. I mean, you had Haley Joel Osment, who we all know from The Sixth Sense, was Sora, and obviously at the time he was still pretty much a teenager. You know, he was still sort of coming into himself.
The kid?
Yeah, the kid from Sixth Sense. I see dead people. Yeah, that one.
The kid that sees the dead people.
He's doing quite well for himself. He's in quite a lot of things. And then you had Hayden Panettiere from Heroes, who was Kyrie. Save a cheerleader, save the world. Do you remember Heroes?
Yeah.
I watched it.
Adam's like, no.
You had me with Hayden, but then you went in a different direction.
Look up Hayden Panettiere. You'll know who she is. Then you had David Gallagher as Riku, Steve Burton as Cloud, David Boreanaz as Squall, who we called Leon in Kingdom Hearts for some weird reason. But then you also had a lot of people reprising their roles from Disney.
Yeah.
You had James Woods back as Hades from Hercules. You had Sean Austin in there. You had Jim Cummings as doing the voice of Winnie the Pooh and Tigger. You know, all those people that had done the voices for the characters that we loved growing up watching Disney films. You happy there, Adam? You seem to be sort of, yeah. This is...
She's waffling.
So Adam's watching Heroes after this.
Let's look at the rest of the cast.
But that was
Why
the thing.
bother?
Yeah, you don't need any. Don't need any. Oh no, you had Willa Holland as Aqua, but she didn't come in till later on. I mean, Dave, what did you think of the voice cast? Did you enjoy the acting in it that we had?
I loved it, to be honest. Yeah, I could. To be honest, I thought just going from each game. I don't know what it was about Kyrie's voice. I don't know if it was Kyrie's voice or whether it was Kyrie's personality seemed to just completely change altogether. She seemed quite I don't know, tomboyish in the first one, and then in the later one she just got a bit more reserved and things like that. I know she wasn't. Yeah. I know she spent most of Kingdom Hearts 1 asleep. Anyway,
yeah. She wasn't exactly asleep, mate. She lost her heart. You know what I mean?
Not fair enough, but
come on, you're a Kingdom Hearts fan. Know this.
She was pretty much dead throughout most of it. But...
Yeah,
she lost her heart and her kingdom.
Yeah, well, she is one of the 7 princesses of hearts. So.
Oh yes.
Dave's like, oh, I forgot about those.
How do you forget about that? Then it's like main plot of the bloody game. But yeah, so basically, her heart goes inside Sora.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much.
Yeah, to save him when he turns.
Yeah, like we were saying.
Well, he sacrificed his heart to her.
Yeah.
He turns into a Heartless. She comes back to life, and then she finds the Heartless version of Sora, hugs him.
They have a hug, and then he comes back, and then there you go.
He's one of those ones.
That's anime for you.
They have a hug, and then he ends up inside her.
Yeah. He's got.
So that's basically
we're not describing this the best. No,
we're really
Are we making you want to play it?
It sounds like it's turning into a hentai.
There's a boy and a girl and another boy. They're on a beach.
There's a love triangle involved.
There's a severe love triangle. Then goes down.
Shadows come out of the ground.
Shit goes down. She goes inside him.
Should it not be the other way around?
No. Don't be filthy.
In this game, though, I think one of my going back off because obviously I've asked you about your favorite character. One of my favorite ones in this one was I loved the design of Cloud in this game. He was a whiny bitch, but I loved his design. And
wait! You didn't ask me about my favourite character. You just asked me
about
the voice acting. Kyrie's not my favourite character.
I'll come back to you in a second.
He's fucking asleep.
So, Dave,
he's assigned you a favourite character, Dave. You chose fucking given.
You chose Kyrie.
I started talking about Kyrie. I didn't say she was my favourite character.
I'll come back to you in a second then.
What, you going to ask Adam's opinion? You don't even know the game.
He's already decided who my favourite character is.
I'm telling you mine here. Come on.
All right.
So,
Adam's is Kyrie then.
Okay, I will look.
So yeah, for me,
we're just waiting for the ooh.
Hang on, I've just got an idea. I'm pretty sure. Oh, she's not there. She's the girl.
She's a child.
In the first game, yeah.
Yeah, and we're talking about the first game.
I know. That's the wrong part. But yeah, so favourite character-wise, for me, it's Cloud. I love his design. Like I say, he's a bit of a whiny bitch in this game.
He's always a whiny bitch.
Well, no, compared to how he is in sort of the other games, he's just moody. In this one, he was just sort of like, I don't know, there's just something about him that I didn't quite like his demeanour and the way he was. But the character design, and he actually redeems himself when you're fighting him in the Colosseum. You know, he was actually a really good character to fight alongside and things like that. I loved him in that. And I like the fact that from there they built on Cloud for the remake. Obviously, it wasn't the same voice carrying over to the remake, the recasting. But Dave, what about you? Favorite character? Kingdom
My
Hearts
favorite
1.
character, honestly, my favorite character in the game. Well, to be honest, probably in the series was probably Riku.
Yeah.
I think because he's gone through that he's like that
He had the
anti-hero.
best. Yeah, he got the best character development. I think.
Definitely, and I mean, obviously, he's like that anti-hero, isn't he? Where he's like, he goes evil, but he's doing it for a good reason. It's like he still wants to.
He's trying to save Kairi,
save Kairi,
but
like you say, but
right.
the way he goes about it is all wrong, and it's just like obviously going to.
He just looks like another version of Sephiroth to me.
That's pretty much what he was.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah,
he's sort of like a young version of him.
He's just got grey hair and a big sword.
Yeah,
but to be honest, he is one of my favourite characters, really, isn't it? I mean, obviously.
Yeah, that scene though where you have to fight him is the thing that made me want to rage quit Kingdom Hearts so much. Because he starts flying at you, you've got to keep dodge rolling him, and it was just. I wanted to scream. It took so long to kill him.
Honestly, I mean, even Maleficent did my fucking head in.
When she turned into the dragon.
That was so annoying, that bit. And I mean, obviously, like Riku's bit was worse, but that was bad. It was as bad as bloody Hell House.
You had like you had like 3 fights in a row, and I wouldn't mind though. But this isn't even the end of the game. That sort of commitment to bosses is usually reserved for a final boss. 3 stages. You fight Maleficent on a flying rock. She then starts going, and goes off into some black portal. You chase after her. She turns into a dragon. You got to kick the shit out of her as a dragon. And then you do that. And then you run up some steps and you find Kairi. And you find her, you grab her, you hold her. And then Riku comes at you. He starts trying to stab you in your back with a big key. You spin round and hold your key up. And then you've got this big fight. And I'm like, I don't have time for this. I've just fought a dragon. Can you at least give me 20 minutes to relax? I mean,
what's the significance of the key? Like I've seen all the artwork I ever see is there's just keys everywhere, and I have no idea what it's for, what they mean.
So the keyblade is his weapon. It's a thing that can unlock hearts. So it's the key to your heart.
It was in the first game, like literally, it seemed quite important because obviously there was only really one major key. But now, like in the later games, literally everyone's got a fucking key.
Pretty disappointed.
It's like literally there's about 50 different.
If me and Dave rocked up in the Kingdom Hearts world, I'm pretty sure we'd have big keys as well. I'm like, oh wow, okay, this is great. I have 2 keyblades. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I was gonna go to my storage unit and get. I'm not even ashamed to hide it. I got 2 keyblades.
Don't look me over you, Glen.
I've got the Kingdom
I've never been
key.
as bad as him.
I've got the Kingdom key and the Oblivion and that's the thing though. You know, finding the secret keyblades and getting all the items to unlock the ultimate weapon. You know, that in itself was a challenge.
You've always been a bit of a trophy whore, though.
I have, yeah. You know, I've got to get everything. What sort of in the first Kingdom Hearts? What was so? I've asked you your favorite world and things like that. We've got your favorite character. What was your? What town had your favorite music?
Again, probably Traverse Town.
Yeah,
it was one of the most memorable ones for me. Obviously, then Sora first arrives there, and then obviously you first meet Donald and Goofy.
Yeah.
Well, that's when he first bumps into them and things like that. But like you say, that jazzy background music is so good.
I might just put that little clip here, just the intro to Traverse Town, just sort of like just vibing along to it. It's just
it's just so like calming and everything. It's just so nice.
Please do that, and then have you and Dave fading in the background, like
what?
Can we do like an animation of me and Dave just walking through Traverse Town like that?
No, I really did enjoy Traverse Town. One thing I didn't like, which I'm really torn on. I hated the fucking gummy ship things.
Yeah.
I don't know why they look so shit. You know what I mean? It's that was one thing that put me off about the whole game.
I was expecting something like the ships from like Final Fantasy VII. Like
yeah, exactly. So was I.
You get to fly around with that, but it's
not like you say. It's not like Square and that don't know how to make a sick looking airship.
Yeah.
So why do they have 3 blocks stuck together, this little gummy piece of crap. And it's like you've got the Chippendales bloody building them and like,
yeah. I know it was.
I just thought it was really lazy, that bit.
Define Chippendales, Dave.
Chippendale. What is it? Rescue Rangers, whatever they're called.
Not the Chippendales.
No, not the Chippendales.
No, not the Chippendales. The
Chip and Dale.
You just get to your ship and there's just some guys in thongs sort of thrusting at you. You want to build a ship?
That's exactly what I had in mind.
No!
Not those Chippendales. I save Glen.
I'd like it. I'd be into it.
Would you? What was sort of, I mean, for me, one of the things I didn't like about the game is because it was it's still the first game, so obviously they're still testing new things. The camera movement for me was one of the worst things.
Yeah, it was
because on the PS2, when it first came out, you had to use R1 and L1 to rotate the camera. It wasn't done with the traditional way that we're used to it now, where you use your second analog stick to move around.
Mm-hmm.
They changed that when they moved it onto the PS3, the PS4, and they re-released it in HD. For me, it's still buggy. I don't like it. I'm running around last night trying to control. I don't know if it's because I'm playing it on the PS5 compared to the PS4.
Yeah.
You know, it is a bit different. I know that. I understand that, but it's still the PS4 version. But something it just wasn't as smooth trying to move the camera compared to playing like Kingdom Hearts 3. You know, you've got a lot more fluid movement, but obviously they've gone through so many different generations by that
20 years, Glenn, 20 years.
It is 20 years. I know. That's the next bit I was going to get to. How old do you feel now? 20 years.
It's actually disgusting.
So bought the first game.
So were you 15 then when that came out?
I was still in high school, so yeah.
I was still in high school.
Yeah.
I don't even think we were that. I think we were about 14. Would have been about 14.
Yeah, about that.
I think I was only still. I hadn't quite turned 12 yet, so I was still 11 at the time. So I was.
I can even tell you where I bought the first game. I know exactly what shop I bought it from. I bought it from Blockbuster because they had the game side in Blockbuster. Ironically, I ended up working there. But that's where I bought the first Kingdom Hearts from.
So because you had no money, you had to essentially sell them your soul.
Yes! So I bought the game and the guy just sort of stood there and went, ha 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 ha! And then I ended up working there until it closed down.
Wait, and on the other week's episode when you were taking the piss out of me for sitting on Ridge Racer because I couldn't fucking afford it. At least I didn't end up working there, so I could play.
I have sunk so many hours into this game. It is unbelievable. But yeah, I love it so much, and the music, the animation style, the gameplay, the story.
I will admit, when I was doing, obviously, like I said, I did a quick little bit of research just to have a look at the game because I've never seen. And the original graphics, even though they were 20 years ago, I must admit I'm pretty impressed. Like, they actually look really good for considering they come out in 2002. They still hold up really well.
They do.
And I think that's just the style that they went for because it's like cartoonized and they played on that. They didn't try and make anything real. No, it's really like I really actually. If anything was going to draw me into playing it, it would be the graphics.
So I do apologise here. I am just quickly looking because as we have been doing as of late, we've been asking out on Twitter and Facebook and Instagram, things like that, just to sort of get people's opinions on this game. One of the ones that really stood out to me was Eric, and he's from Side Questing Podcast. We're going to give them a quick shout out. This was my first PS2 game, and the franchise is one of my favourite in all of gaming. Kingdom Hearts was always a game I went to when life got hard, and it was a comfort. So I've put, thank you so much. That is a great answer to what we were looking for. He's put, thank you so much for asking for the memories. I forgot it was 20 years old. Crazy how time flies. And you know what? He's not wrong. Like I say, I remember buying it for the first time on PS2 and playing it for the very first time. I sat on the floor in my little bedroom when I was growing up, I had my little TV on. I only had like those little TVs with a big back on it because we didn't have flat screens at that point. Oh, we did, but they weren't common. I had a big back TV, PS2, put my memory card in, sat down, and this was like the big chunky PS2. This wasn't like your slimline one. This is an original one.
The OG.
Yeah, and I sat there on the floor and I turned it on and I'm running along a beach trying to race some guy to get some coconuts and some star fruits, and I had no idea what I was doing, what's happening, and I was just I'm absolutely amazed by it.
20 years later, you're still sat in a little box room chasing a man for some coconuts.
With a tiny TV. Yeah.
Yeah, but at least I've upgraded. I've got a 4K TV now.
Yeah, you got a 4K TV, little box room, and a fucking coconut.
That's the tagline to this episode, isn't it?
We won't tell the listeners what the coconut's for, don't Glen. That can be your little secret.
Before we move into the quiz, Dave, is there anything else you want to try and say to try and persuade Adam to play the game?
Play the game, or else I'll send Glen round.
With my coconut.
With a coconut? That's the cave he's head in. Play it now. Just threatening him with a coconut.
Pre-used
I'm not Glen, no, I've not got nothing else to... He's played it in 20 years, I can't see him going to play it now.
He might do.
Well, like I said, because obviously my little boy is due in a few months, so not in a few months, he won't be playing it, but when he gets a little
look
older,
at the shameless plug. He's just like, pine away. Gone be dada.
I like that. The kid pops out and straight away just shoving a controller in his hand. Come on, boy, come on.
Yeah, because when my missus is like, you need to do this thing, I'll be like, I'm just... He's playing a game. I can't get him off it. Like he's like this little baby asleep on me. He's just like put the pad on his head. Like, go on, you can do it.
Father of the year, right there.
Anyway, time for
let's go to the quiz.
It's the moment everyone's been waiting for.
We do have to say that the quiz is still in teething, so. We are trying new things every time until we get that formula right.
Obviously, because I don't know anything about the game, I couldn't be asked putting my own quiz together, so I've gone online. I know it failed last time, but I've had a look at it this time. I found a quiz on twinfornight.net, so sorry if you don't like it, but I'm stealing it.
Me and Dave have got our list of our A, B, C, and Ds.
Yes.
This week,
for those that are watching...
Post-it notes.
Yeah, for those that are watching, they can see it.
What you're gonna do is you're gonna put it up on the screen first,
yep.
And then when you both revealed it, you're gonna say the letter, because obviously the audio listeners need to know what the answer is as well. Otherwise, it'll just be a silent game.
I know. The audience that are just listening are gonna be like, "What was the answer? I need to know." My God, did Dave win? Did Glen win? Tune in next week to find out.
On the next episode.
End it on a cliffhanger of who's got the score right.
That was a proper Dragon Ball Z thing.
It's like the end. It's actually like the end of Kingdom Hearts, where Dave just stood there and I'm stood there going, "I'll come back to you. I promise."
He never came back.
Right, let's go. Quiz.
Right. So
I'm gonna get battered.
If Dave wins now, I'm going to cry and reevaluate.
I know, yeah, it was so funny if I win.
That'd be the best thing ever. Little does Glen know I've been feeding Dave the answers all day.
Bastards!
Right, are we all ready?
I'm ready. I was
Let's
born
fucking
ready.
do this.
Oh, God. He's going to be a broken... If you screw him over here and he gets one wrong, he's just going to... That's it.
I know, I'm probably going to get at least a few of them
wrong. I need, sorry, just give me 1 second. I need a way to keep track of who's,
by the smile on my face and Dave's sad face. That's how you tell who's winning.
Oh, God. If I won now, it'd be so funny.
I know, all the messages I've been sending over the past few days.
Literally, he's just going to find the biggest cliff and jump off.
Just get a message, goodbye, cruel world. I've gone to live in the woods.
Right.
Okay.
Question 1. When does birth by sleep take place? Is it A, 10 years prior to Kingdom Hearts 1? B, 20 years prior to Kingdom Hearts 1? C, during the events of Kingdom Hearts 1? Or D, 10 years after Kingdom Hearts 1?
Dave, do you want to hold yours up first?
Both.
Alright, 3, 2, 1.
Do you want to say your letters?
A.
Hey!
Right, yep. And you are both correct. That is a point each.
I know.
When we do this in person, we need a buzzer so you can like.
What?
We'll just fight each other to get the answer.
Just another heads up. I forgot to get a bonus question again, so if it's a draw,
it won't come to a draw. This one, don't worry.
Right. Okay. Question 2. Who passes the Mark of Mastery exam in Birth by Sleep? Is it A, only Aqua? B, only Terra? Terra? C, they both pass with flying colours? Or D, they both manage to fail? 3.
Wait,
2.
sorry. Just tell me C again. What was C again?
C was they both pass.
Okay.
He's like, oh shit.
Oh, I'm torn with this one.
Well, tell me when you're both ready, and we'll.
You want to just quickly go back through the answers again, just to be on the safe side?
Yeah. So, question was, who passes the Mark of Mastery exam in Birth by Sleep? A, only Aqua. I don't know why it says only Aqua. B, Terra. C, they both pass. Or D, they both fail.
Okay. Oh.
C for Dave and A for Glen. Glen is correct and Dave is wrong.
Of course he is. And here we go. Damn it,
I need to stop giving my bluff away, because every time you say it, I sit there and just smile when I know the answer. I can't help it. Right.
This isn't actually fair, because I thought this was supposed to be questions about Kingdom Hearts 1. Kingdom Hearts 2 and 3, I'm not the best.
Is it not? Is this not? It said Kingdom Hearts 1.
It's like all the collection of it from.
Yeah,
the
you can't just literally. This is rigged. This is rigged. I know
Why
Kingdom Hearts 1,
is
but you're
Birth
giving me
by
questions.
Sleep not Kingdom Hearts 1?
No, it was released after Kingdom. It was released after Kingdom Hearts 2, but takes place 10 years prior to Kingdom Hearts 1, and is like.
This isn't fair. This is rigged.
I apologise, because I've been done over here.
I haven't. I'm loving this. Keep going. Keep going.
No, this is rigged.
It's the only quiz we've got, Dave. Just fucking suck it up.
It's like the same.
So all the listeners are like,
I never win.
Yeah.
All the listeners are like, that's not from Kingdom Hearts 1. I apologise, because I have no fucking idea. And,
I never win. Let me win something.
Yeah, but you're not winning fair.
I am.
It's gonna
the last time Glenn won the quiz, we scrapped the episode.
I know, yeah. Because Dave said, "Oh, I didn't like that episode." Yeah, you didn't like it because you lost. Come on, I want to order me tea. Hurry up.
Oh God.
Question 3.
Just let him have it.
Question 3. Which Disney World isn't featured in Birth by Sleep? Is it A, Neverland, by Peter Pan, obviously. B, Olympus Coliseum from Hercules. C, Beast Castle from Beauty and the Beast. Or D, Castle of Dreams, Cinderella.
I don't know if that's back to front or not.
Dave says D, Glenn says C. Glenn is correct again. Dave is wrong.
I genuinely didn't know that one. I completely forgot that one. I do apologise.
I didn't know that one.
Still got it right, but
still got it right.
I was like.
Right, question 4. How does Sora turn into the Heartless in Kingdom Hearts 1? Is it A, he releases his own heart with a keyblade to save Kairi?
To save
B.
Ken.
To be fair though, we have already answered this one in the episode.
Yeah, true.
B, he gets.
Oh well, were you listening?
Ansem. C, Maleficent casts a powerful spell on Sora, or D. Riku gets enveloped by the darkness and stabs Sora with his Keyblade? You both say A. You are both wrong. No, it's correct.
I was going to say, do not make me drive around! Because I will film the entire thing. I'll stop at Worsley and I'll get my Keyblades.
I get the security camera out, Glen. So, question number 5. Where does Sora first meet Donald and Goofy? Is it A. Destiny Islands, B. Traverse Town, C. Minnie's Castle, or D. Castle Oblivion?
Sure, we already covered this as well.
We both said B.
B.
Yes, you did. Congratulations, guys.
Yay.
Right.
I think this is the most answers right we've ever got on any quiz.
No, I battered you in the GCA one.
Glen's not got one wrong yet.
I know, yeah, that's the actual, like, proper game now, if Glen can get them all right.
I know, right, yeah. No pressure.
Question number 6. Which character isn't used as a summon in Kingdom Hearts 1? A. Genie, B. Simba, C. Dumbo, or D. Cloud?
I can't afford the paper. Oh, I've not made this very well, have I? Right, ready, Dave? 3, 2, 1.
You both say D. Cloud. You are both correct. That's also cheating because Glen said, and you both said Genie and Simba were your two summons, so it was only our Dumbo and Cloud. Question 7. Which organisation member does Sora defeat in Chain of Memories? Is it A?
See, this isn't fair.
Good luck trying to say these names.
Is it A. Lazine?
This isn't Kingdom Hearts 1.
B. Demix, C. Luxord, or D. Sakes? Oh, fuck you, Dave. I didn't know. For all I know, these are from fucking
I've been robbed.
characters.
I have been robbed.
I honestly want
Enjoy your fake victory, Glen.
Right. You ready, Dave? You ready to answer?
Honestly, I didn't even hear the question, but...
Sorry, right, okay. Fucking hell, Dave. Shut the fuck up and let me talk. Is it... Right, which organisation member does Sora defeat in Chain of Memories? A. Lazine, B. Demix, C. Luxord, or D. Sakes?
I don't remember much of...
I don't know. I haven't got
right, 3, 2, 1.
You both said C. You're both incorrect. It was A. Lazine.
Oh! I had a streak!
Failed.
I had a streak!
Does that mean that Dave automatically wins again?
No! Does it, fuck? Does it? Over my dead body.
That could be arranged.
I will use my coconut.
Next question. What character was created by stealing Sora's memories? Is it A. Zion, B. Roxas, C. Vanitas, or D. Zion? Zion? A is spelled with an X, X-I-O-N, and D is spelled with a Z, Z-I-O-N. Yeah. Zion and Zixon.
By stealing Sora's memories?
Yeah.
Sora's memories.
Remember, I'm not giving you an answer here, but one of them was his nobody.
Yeah.
So don't confuse his nobody with the one who stole his
memories.
memories.
That's what I was going to do. That's what I was going to do.
Right, I think I know it. Because this is from...
Again, not Kingdom Hearts 1.
This is Chain of Memories.
Oh, this is rigged.
All the same game to me.
Chain of Memories was a Game Boy Advance game, and I think I've played it twice.
I've never even fucking played it.
Right, I'm ready.
I don't even hear the answer, so I'm just going to guess this one. So.
Right, 3.
I'm pretty sure it's not B, because I don't think it's Roxas, because
no, Roxas is nobody.
That's his nobody.
Right, you ready? And Adam's like, what the fuck?
Dave, do you want a clue?
Yeah.
It's not B. It's one of the Zions. It's either A or D.
Oh, thank you.
Dave had like C lined up ready to go, and he was like, "Oh."
I did actually. I was.
Right, you ready? 3, 2, 1.
Fuck it.
Come on.
Hey, you both got it
Good
right.
guess.
It's you both said A.
Yeah.
Zion with an X.
Yeah.
Zion. For the people who aren't watching this on YouTube.
I think it's Shion. I think.
Or Shion? I have no. Exion or Zeon.
It's like Power Rangers.
Well, at least I've got a few right. At least I've got not getting as bad as I thought.
I know, yeah, you've not got 0 like you was expecting.
To be fair, though, you're only 2 behind.
Yeah. But it's
There's
only
enough
like
questions for you to pull this back.
Is there?
Yeah. Next question. What was the original name of Castle Oblivion? Was it A, The World That Never Was? B, Land of Departure? C, Hollow Bastion? Or D, Castle of Dreams?
You ready, Dave?
Y'all ready?
Really?
I'm ready. Alright,
Oh, go
3, 2, 1.
Oh.
Glen is correct with B. Dave said C. You are incorrect, Dave.
Yes.
Dave's like, oh.
Next question. I don't know how to say that, so I'm not going to say it. Who is Dizzy's true identity, and what does his nickname stand for? Diz?
Diz.
D-I-Z.
Yeah, I said, yeah.
Yeah, who is Dizzy's
Yeah.
true identity, and what does his nickname stand for? Is it A, Ansem the King, Death is Zero, B, Ansem the Great, C, Ansem the Wise, or D, Ansem the Prophet?
Oh,
I know this one.
oh, I think it's C or D.
Don't say it out loud, dude!
Who actually cares?
Dave, stick to your guns.
All I can tell you is he was voiced by Leonard Nimoy. No, it wasn't. No, sorry, it was Christopher Lee.
How the fuck does that help? I'm just gonna go C.
It was Christopher Lee.
Hey, you're both correct.
Christopher Lee voiced him, and Leonard Nimoy voiced Xehanort.
Okay.
And a great cast. I mean, across all the games, great cast.
Dave's going to get mad at me again here because I already know that this is from a different Kingdom Hearts because it says it in the title. Which Final Fantasy villain can you fight in Kingdom Hearts 2? Is it A, Sephiroth, B, Kefka, C, Gilgamesh, or D, Kuja?
He knows this. He knows this. You know it, Dave.
Sephiroth.
Oh, Dave got one right and Glen got one wrong.
Oh, but B, I'm an H!
I still haven't won, but that was funny. That was great. He's like, I know this. Yes, I do know this, Glen. You don't.
I did! I put the wrong sign up!
No. You have to say your first answer, Glen.
Right, so that's 2 wrong for Glen.
It was Sephiroth, I know it was.
Yeah, sure you did, Glen. He's still gonna go kill himself.
Oh, good.
Oh,
That was absolutely fantastic. The best thing is the listeners won't get to see what just happened, but he held B up to the camera like an idiot.
You know,
and he was gloating and he was smiling at the same time.
Oh, that was
being
perfect.
dead smug.
That was perfect. Look at him, his soul destroyed now.
That is.
And he's become
thing.
a nobody.
That's the best thing that's happened.
This is the last episode of From Dusty Cartridges to I quit.
The funny thing is it's fun, but it's
quiz is shit.
That one hurt. I know that one hurt him. That's all that counts.
The best thing is because he was gloating so much about it.
Quiz is shit.
Don't blame the fucking quiz.
This will be the last quiz we have on this game. On this show.
Perfect.
About this game, yes.
Yeah. Well, no, it's Kingdom Hearts 2 and 3 to come. Yeah. We've got to do those episodes.
Oh, that's so funny.
Next question. Are you ready, Glen?
Go on.
Wait, how many questions is there?
There's only 2 more. There's only 2 more. In Dream Drop Distance, who obtains the Mark of Mastery? Is it A, Sora, B, Riku, C, Kairi, or B, both Sora and Riku?
I'm making sure this time I'm reading it right before I put it up. Right, 3, 2, 1.
Dave says D, Glenn says B. Glenn is correct.
Suck my dick, Dave!
I don't even fucking care. That was the last one was great.
Basically, every time Glenn got one wrong, we should have took points off him.
Fuck off!
Yeah, we should have actually.
Second to last question.
I don't like this game anymore.
What is the name of the movie? Shotgun!
Alright.
He's wounded.
Let me talk! What's the name? What's the name of the movement system used in Dream Drop Distance? Is it A, flow motion, B, free motion, C, motion flow, or D, freestyle?
I haven't got a fucking clue. Isn't Kingdom Hearts 1, Aid?
3, 2, 1.
I don't fucking know.
Glenn is correct with A. Dave said C. Sorry, Dave. Final question, and again, I know he's going to be mad because I can see it in the title. So he's just gonna get mad and just give me a stupid question, stupid answer. What's the first world Sora will be going to in Kingdom Hearts 3? Is it A, Olympus Coliseum, B, Traverse Town, C, San Francisco, or D, Destiny Islands?
So I'm guessing this quiz was done before Kingdom Hearts 3 come out because it's the first world that was revealed upon the launch of the game, announcing the game. It's not actually the first world you go.
When did Kingdom Hearts 3 come out?
2 years ago.
Yeah, this was in January.
But the trailer came out donkeys years ago.
Yeah, it did.
They made this quiz in January 2019.
Yeah. So, Dave, it's not the first world you go to in Kingdom Hearts 3. It is the first world that was announced.
Yeah.
So.
Well, it'll
every time I try and help you, I get screwed over.
Trying to help, but your help doesn't tend to help.
No, it helps you, it just doesn't help me. So I'm making sure I've got the right answer. Right.
Well, I say C, San Francisco or whatever.
Yeah.
You are both incorrect. It says in Olympus Coliseum. A.
Is it? No.
That's what the quiz says.
Exactly. As I was saying, Glenn's help doesn't actually help.
And that's still not the first town you go to in Kingdom Hearts 3.
I don't know.
Shall I see if there's any comments?
You've upset him. You've upset him, Aid.
This is bullshit.
Hey, I'm just the quiz master. I don't come up with the questions. I just read them out.
Adam's the captain now.
Yeah. Well, on that very disappointing bombshell, that fucking quiz was shit.
Well, you both failed that last one anyway. So, Dave, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Oh, well done. Well, that's actually a really high score. And I'm not trying to be like a knob there. For us, that's the highest score we've had on a quiz.
15.
We did. All right.
Wait, what did he say then? He's froze.
He has 8 out of 15. 8 out of 15. Dave got. And Glenn, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 out of 15.
I don't give a fuck. I'm well annoyed.
That's actually he's done worse than I thought he would.
Yeah, I have. I really have.
Sorry, 11 out of 14 because I skipped a question.
I should still. You know what? I should have had 12 at least. That Sephiroth one wasn't my fault. I put the wrong sign up.
That was so funny. That.
No, Glenn. No.
My life is over. I will never talk about Kingdom Hearts again. That's a lie. I will.
It was more perfect because you were gloating.
So devastated at that.
It was a smug face when he put it up as well. He was like smiling like.
It's absolutely killed me.
You know this one, Dave. You know this one, but I don't.
The only way it could have been better Oh no, you did get it right, David.
I did get it right.
Yeah. So good. I wish he had a perfect score except for that.
I know, yeah. Absolutely.
Hate my life. Just, I'm gonna go and reevaluate it.
I can't count it. Sorry, it's Glen, you got 12 out of 15 and Dave got 8 out of 15. It is 15 questions. I'm just being an idiot.
Then maybe you got some of the answers wrong.
No, you got some of the answers wrong, Glen.
Shut up. I understand why you argue with him all the time now, Dave.
Yeah, exactly. He's infuriating, isn't it? Not just me being a dick, he's actually him.
But no, I think on that note,
blame the quizmaster.
We'll end the show there this week. Remember, if you do like anything you've seen or heard on the show, please leave a comment, comment, subscribe, do all that jazz on everything you're on.
Give us 5 stars, damn it.
5-star reviews everywhere you can do it. You can do it now on Spotify. That now allows you to give starred reviews on there. Good Pods, you've got Apple Podcasts. You can find us on Deezer. You can find us on everything, wherever you get your podcasts.
Subscribe to us.
YouTube.
We need subscribers.
Yeah, we need subscribers.
Come on,
subscribe.
Even
Give us money.
Even Dave never says anything at the end, and even he's like, subscribe, please.
We want to make money. Subscribe.
I want your money.
The more you subscribe, the more we
Put my kid through college.
Even if you just play the episode and turn the tab off and just leave it running in the background, that helps us out. You don't even have to listen to us. Just press the play button and go somewhere else.
This is getting desperate now.
I know that. Borderline desperation.
I want to leave my job.
The more you like and comment and subscribe to our show, the more we can keep making, because then we know what you like. Yeah. We know that you like us. And obviously, it helps us know what
it's also so that we know what you guys like and what you don't like, because we want to make more of the content that you're liking. So if there's particular parts of the episode that you like, then let us know and we'll do more of that. If there's something you don't like, let us know and we'll do more of that.
Yeah, exactly.
Just to piss you off.
Yeah.
Neither of you clocked on, and you both just
I just saw none of the green. I never heard it. I was like,
outro ever. This has literally been the longest outro.
The viewers and the audience and the listeners have already switched off by now. They're just gone,
I'd switch off myself if I could.
Shut up.
Just end.
Tune in next week when we talk about Hercules, the game on the PS1 that we all loved.
Hercules.
Who put the gladiator?
Hercules.
Yeah. But for now, I have been your host, Glenn. He's been my co-host, Adam. And he's been my co-host, Dave. So from us three, good night.
Bye.
Bye, y'all.
See you later.
Goodbye. See you in a bit.
Absolutely devastated.
So funny.
What?
That was hilarious. Like,
that was
you're
so
such a
funny.
dick.
I folded the paper over and I'm like, right. And then as I've picked it up, I've held up the wrong side. But I was so happy. I was like...
It's a smugness on your face, man.
Right in the beginning, I was like, why has he got all the answers on the same page? He's got like all on one piece of paper. And I was just like,
that was my downfall, was putting them all on the same page. Honestly, because I had it.
It was done perfectly.
A's there and B's there. So as I put the paper down, I've gone like that, thinking I've got A, and it's B. And it wasn't until I looked at I didn't even notice on the screen. I looked at the back and saw A, and I went, no!
No, you didn't notice until I said, you're wrong, Glenn.
But that's when I looked at the back of the paper. I looked at the back of the paper, it said A, and I was like, shit.
That made up for the fucking fact that he fucking got a load of questions from not Kingdom Hearts 1.
Fuck you, Dave. I don't know what fucking game, apart from when it says KH3. That's the only way I know that that's from a different game.